The early rut is that magical window of time where bucks start losing their minds, but before the woods erupt with chasing and chaos. It is the best time of the year to catch a mature buck cruising in daylight, but only if you hunt smart. In this video, we're breaking down 5 early rut strategies that actually work. Real world strategies that will put a buck in front of you this week, not just someday. But before we get into these strategies, I'm not gonna pitch you some product, I have a question. I was looking through some of the products that I use every day, trying to find whatever it is that's like making my skin really dry and itchy and just terrible. So I picked up this laundry detergent that I've been using on my hunting clothes, Dead Downwind Black. I don't know why this is special, it was just on sale. Probably just that it looks tactical, so they probably, I don't know, think people are gonna buy it more. But anyway, I picked this up looking for a specific ingredient, which it doesn't specifically say what's in it, probably because it's, you know, this type of stuff isn't really regulated very well. But one thing caught my eye that I thought was very interesting, and please focus here. I don't know, maybe I can zoom in. But that right there, that says fragrance. Why would a product designed to remove odor from your clothing so deer can't smell you have fragrance in it? I have no idea. Maybe there is some rational explanation why this would have fragrance in it. Maybe it has something to do with this, I don't know, Nider X technology, whatever that means. If you have any idea, let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious why there's fragrance, and also let me know what you actually use. I'm really thinking about just only going to something that just fragrance free, none of that sulfate stuff in it that's really drying out my skin. That's gotta be good enough, but let me know what you think about that. I did check, I just had some of this Scent Killer Gold that was left over from last year. It does not say it has any odor in it. It's got, you know, not some good stuff in it, but yeah, this one doesn't have any odor, so it's gotta be something to do with the, I don't know, the special thing with that. Okay, now rant and question over, onto the video. Now the first early rut strategy that actually works is you need to focus your hunting on the downwind side of doe bedding. When the rut starts to heat up, bucks aren't feeding, they're scent checking. They are eating some, but their main priority is scent checking. And so the smart move is to hunt the downwind sides of these known doe bedding areas. Bucks are gonna be cruising those edges, scent checking those areas for the first hot does. Now you don't need to see these actual bedding areas. This is a mistake that a lot of hunters make. I make it all the time. You get too eager and you think you gotta be right on the edge of those doe bedding areas. And that's not true. That's a recipe for disaster. You're probably gonna be bumping deer out of that. You need to just be on the downwind side of it. There's going to be a buffer zone where bucks are going to be cruising, trying to get that scent coming off of that bedding area, and that's where you're going to intercept them. And early rut tactic number 2 is to hunt during the midday. This is probably the most underrated early rut hunting tactic, and it's probably because we get lazy. We're hungry, we want to get out of the stand, but these midday hunts can be very productive. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., bucks often get up, cruise between doe groups, and check some scrapes. The woods are quiet, most hunters are gone, and that's when bucks can often make mistakes. So if you can stand those really long or even all-day sits, that patience will pay off big time. And the early rut tactic number 3 is to freshen up those active scrapes. By the early rut, most bucks are checking their scrapes on a almost daily basis, but not all scrapes are created equal. Find one that's fresh, damp dirt, fresh paw marks, maybe a broken branch on that licking branch up top, and either hang a camera or hang a stand. Just make sure it's on the downwind side. But before you climb into that stand, freshen it up with some scent. And you can either use something synthetic like, you know, this rack rub. This actually goes on the licking branch. There's some scent you can put down in the scrape, or the cheapest thing you can do is just pee in it. This keeps that buck interested in that scrape. It makes him think that there's competition in the area and can trigger him to start visiting that more often in the daylight hours. Just don't overdo it, less is more. You don't want to go out there and pee in it every single day. An early rut tactic number 4 is some very subtle grunting and calling. Some short, soft grunts and some light rattling can pique a cruising buck's interest enough that you can get him into range. The key here is realism. You need to think of it as 2 bucks sizing each other up. It's not an all-out brawl. They're just testing each other's dominance. And I like to use these, it's a Nightingale rack mag. I'll leave a link down in the description below, but I like this one just because it's easier to pack in and out. There's nothing wrong with using a set of either real antlers or some fake ones. It's just whatever you prefer. The sound's going to be close enough. But you really need to be careful with your calling. One thing you really need to watch out for is those smart bucks will try to get downwind of where they think that sound came from to figure out what exactly is there. So if you do this calling, watch that downwind side. You know, don't just look where you think bucks are going to come from. Try to watch your peripheral vision to see if something's trying to sneak around. Best bet is to be in a spot where they can't exactly get downwind of you. And early rut tactic number 5 that actually works is do your absolute very best to hunt the first nice cold front in early November. If there is one time you absolutely want to be in the woods, it's that first cold front in early November. And I'd actually kind of spread this out. That last week of October, Halloween time frame, that first week of November, those are prime times. This is when something gets triggered, a switch gets flipped, and bucks go from scent checking does to actually chasing them. Nighttime movement spikes, daytime activity skyrockets. If you could take a day off work, make it that day after those big temperature drops. Hopefully it happens on a weekend and then you don't have to worry about it. Sit all day long, dress in layers, do whatever you need to stay there as long as you can, because that cold front could mean your best chance of tagging a big buck your entire season. The early rut is pure magic. Competition is rising, bucks are up and moving, and you can absolutely capitalize on it if you play it smart. Focus on those downwind bedding routes, hunt the middle of the day, freshen up those active scrapes, and use calling just enough to make it sound real. Stack all that up with a nice cold front and your odds go way up. Hit that like button if you like this video, share it if you found it helpful, leave a comment down below with your favorite early rut hunting tactics, and make sure that you are subscribed so you can stay informed.